Yes, welcome back to Bystanders at the Newsstand. Sorry for the break in transmission. Earlier, before now, it was due to technical issues beyond our own power. But what we have tried to do is bring most of our reviewers live here to the studio of Flip TV. Yes, it's a continuation of today's edition of Bystanders at the Newsstand. And our discussion continues. Please, we use this medium to crave your indulgence and to thank you so much for all your support and always standing by us in this difficult times. It's technical issues once again, like I said. I have with me in the studio on Bystanders. Oh my God. Okay, yes, sorry for that breaking transmission. Like we have said, it's technical issues beyond our capacity. Today, we said a lot of things have been happening in the newspapers. One of the things that's happening is Emefiele granted bail with 50 million naira, and Shorty, who is a civil servant and must in the last 3 years be updated in his tax payment. And also, one of the mother of Lagos, as fondly called by the people yesterday, was sentenced to 6 months imprisonment for naira mutilation. And this naira mutilation, the government has started advocacy on how not to manhandle the naira. Also, yesterday, day before yesterday, a reporter of Channels was abducted, was kidnapped by unknown gunmen, but he has been released. We are going to delve into that. Then also, how true is it that PDP governors are romancing Tinubu ahead of 2027. I have with me some of our reviewers. I know before we went on the break, a lot of reviewers have talked, and these are the reviewers who were waiting for them to come and share their views, their analysis on today's newspaper. On my far right, I have Mr. Rilwan Olasukomi, that we have nicknamed Chukwebuka on Bystanders at the newsstand. You're welcome to Bystanders this morning. Then also, I have a pastor friend. He's a gentleman to the core. I like to always call him Pastor Matthew. Pastor Matthew Bienose. Yes, I won't forget that this time around. You're welcome to the program.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yes, sir. Mr. The Ojuku of our time, Mr. Ralph. I wouldn't want to delve into that your surname so that I will not break a tongue. I will not bite a tongue. Ralph Ngwechi. You are welcome. Ekele Mono.
Thank you so much, Mr.
So let's start. I would like to start with Mr. Pastor Matthew. Emefiele has been granted bail despite all he has done. Then there was a news which made rounds yesterday that a dispatch rider confessed to the court that he actually transported $3 million for Emefiele while in office as the governor of the CBN.
Once more, thank you for having me. Let me quickly say that in our legal jurisprudence here in Nigeria, one is innocent until proven otherwise by the court of competent jurisdiction. I understand that in this case, Emefiele is on trial. It's understandable that he's going to have his day in court, and the federal government will present their own side of the case. And at the end of the day, court will give judgment. But I'm equally aware that in Nigeria, it amounts to prejudice to start sitting on appeal or on a case that is before a court of competent jurisdiction. To that extent, I think I will refrain from diving into the cruise of that matter, because I'm aware that the case is before a court in Lagos here.
Why? But one way or the other, what can you say morally so that people at home can know what this is all about?
The issue is Emefiele was the former CBN governor, and there have been so many accusations against him, and until court makes a pronouncement, all the allegation is within the realm of suspects. That is why he's innocent until proven otherwise by a court of competent jurisdiction. Because I'm aware that at the point, Emefiele himself raised issues where he tried to drag some persons to court when he tried to talk about maybe defamation of character of his person. So let us allow the court to give judgment before we analyze it.
Okay, I'll go straight to my left, Mr. Ralph. What is your take on that?
Emefiele issue, I think, strays down to last year when there was this policy from the then administration of Buhari. That was Naira the redesign, and during that, we've seen what played out. It was like Buhari used the Emefiele to truncate Tinubu's effort to rig a 2023 presidential election. That's why there was cash scarcity during the Naira redesign, and that led to Emefiele's ordeal today. See, let me tell you, Emefiele is not the only CBN governor we have heard in this country. Yeah, listening to me. So there is an issue before Emefiele's. Let me use the word ordeal between Tinubu and Emefiele. See, Tinubu is seeing Emefiele as a perceived enemy, not knowing that Emefiele was used by his predecessor to truncate his efforts on rigging 2023 presidential election. That's where Emefiele, when he started having issue. See, let me tell you, every allegation against Emefiele, like Matthew said earlier, should be proven in the court of law. No tangible evidence.
So you think what Emefiele
is
passing through is like a vendetta?
Like a vendetta. See, it has come to Tinubu's turn to trouble Emefiele, and that is what is playing out. Forget about the way the press are painting it. Forget about the way the current administration are putting it. It will look like as if Emefiele is the only Judas in that administration. And what happened last year when there was Naira scarcity, just barely how many days to presidential election. I think you understand. Emefiele is taking order from his boss, the highest authority. So any accusation against Emefiele presently, I think he is not culpable. I will never crucify him. I will never say anything that will look like maybe Emefiele is a thief or he's not.
But what of the dispatch rider that has said that
the dispatch
rider transported $3 million?
Thank you so much, my brother. It's just he is entitled to that accusation. He's the only one. He and the Emefiele, if actually that transaction transpired, they know too well about that transaction. Not you and I, not any other person. But I think there is still an element of truth in it because the guy has spoken in the court and the Emefiele, according to speculation, owned it up. Okay. And something like that happened. And if I could advise, how could somebody transfer such huge amount of money
in cash?
It looks somehow.
And the man has even come out to say that Emefiele did not give him a dime.
I want to remember for you what happened in 2023-24 when Tafa Balogun, the 10 IG of police.
2002.
2002,
2003 and 4.
Thank you. Yeah. When Obasanjo dealt with Tafa Balogun, he used him as an example because I know Obasanjo was too tough on Nigerian police then. That was when there was this task force that were monitoring the police checkpoint. Yes. If you collect a bribe, they will arrest you red-handed, question you on camera. The whole world was watching. I think you understand me. Yeah. So what happened to Tafa Balogun is exactly what is happening now to Emefiele. Do you know what? After transporting in cash $3 million for Emefiele could not tip that
in 4 tranches.
I'm telling you, he could not tip him. And see now, you see the man has opened up and is an evidence. See, let me tell you, if Emefiele escaped jail, I think it's because he's part of them. He's among the hives in Nigeria government. That's why Emefiele will not go to jail. No, I'm telling you.
Okay.
Because if it happens to people of our low, grade, let me use the word, layman, ordinary man
on the street.
They will open the prison door for you. Just easily enter there. So,
okay, yes, we'll still get back to you, Mr. Ralph. Mr. Rilwan Olasukomi, also known as Chukwebuka. Yes, before we ask you to contribute, I know you have 1 or 2 people you want to thank concerning some of the supports that they have done for you. We want you to quickly do that so that we can go ahead with our review this morning.
Okay, thanks for having me. First things first, I want to thank Mr. Okuluku, Chris Uchenna. God bless you, sir. Omoba Kagos, God bless you. Mr. Udeze Chima, God bless you so much, sir. Mr. Obiril, Pastor Matthew delivered your message. God bless you, sir. Then Mr. Inyang too, Mr. Ralph too delivered your message. And everybody that has been always that support me, I thank you so much. God bless each and every one of you. And those that might want to, because of some financial something again, because of the economy, God bless you.
Yes, while we were at the newsstand outside, Mr. Tunde Okafor called and asked for your number. So it has been sent to him. Okay, and I'm sure that before the end of the day, as promised, he will do something. Okay, so what's your take on this Emefiele issue, Mr. Olasukomi?
Thanks for having me once again. I always look at things from the moral side of it. You understand? I've always said that you cannot be in a country and there are 2 different laws for 2 different set of people. One law for the north, one law for the south. One law for the poor and one law for the rich. You understand? I don't know which law says that in Nigeria that former presidents cannot be probed. I don't want to speak much about Emefiele's issue because it's in the court of law. But Emefiele has a boss, who is Muhammadu Buhari. So which law, like I said earlier, says that former presidents in our country, as in being a president, has it been equated to being a god? Because you as a former president, you can probe governors, senators, and everybody.
Yeah.
Former presidents should be probed. I only look at it from the moral side of it. Emefiele again, the money and everything, maybe the court should pass that judgment and everything. But the past administration, I remember, like I said, there's Adis Rika of Nigerian, he was the Minister of Aviation.
Yeah.
Getting to the end of Buhari's administration, he said, I'm very sure that Nigerian Airways will fly. And I remember I told people at the bus stop, I said, expect an abracadabra, because I'm going to see some kind of magic will happen. And the magic happened. They went to paint an aeroplane from Ethiopia. They brought it to Nigeria. I saw many people snapped with the aeroplane and everything. The aeroplane, the money and everything, where is it today? And why is Adis Rika working free? You understand? In this same country, there was a minister of humanitarian affairs that under Buhari, they said there was a school feeding program, something like that. And then, as God is going to have it, COVID-19 happened. And then somebody that is supposed to feed children at school said, I'm going to feed children at home. From school feeding to home feeding. What has happened to the money? You understand? So I don't want to go to that the details of Emefiele, but I feel that the man is being used as a scapegoat. That's my opinion about the stuff. I like it when there's justice. If he had done something wrong, if the court found him to be guilty, they should punish him. But others too should be punished, so that Nigeria should not be seen as a country where some people can get away with some things and some people are punished for almost the same thing. Because you cannot be punishing Emefiele for corruption, for example, and then Adis Rika is working free. One country, like I've already said, and two laws. So my side of it is this: if Emefiele is proven guilty, let him go to jail or let him face the consequences. But other ministers, under the past, because this administration, the past one, I've always said, if you look at it very well, the money that has been stolen under this past administration will be more worse than Abacha's administration. Yes, Nigeria has been stolen left, right, center. I'm telling you, Nigeria is bankrupt due to the policies of.
Okay. What you are trying to say now is that Emefiele did not act on his own.
Yes, he had a boss. We all know. And then, concerning the Naira redesign, but I came out to say it was my own policy. Why he said this? You know, he said this, and I always had a feeling that maybe I might not be right, but maybe Tinubu is trying to like vent his anger on it, because you saw what Baba was saying. If they like, they should do Naira, Amawole, they like, they should do oil. Understand? Baba felt that all those Naira redesign and the fuel scarcity then before the election was to truncate his ambition. Understand? And then immediately he entered, you can see what is happening. So I feel that what he's doing, concerning corruption, something, I feel it is the right thing to do, to go after them. But you should go after every minister, you understand, and probe them the same way they are probing Emefiele. Then we can be seen that truly in Nigeria there is justice, because like I've always said, international communities, they are watching us. Yeah, I saw a report from India when they were talking about this administration. They were talking about the nepotism that is being fed, that is being seen under this administration. You understand?
Yeah.
So it should do what is good for the goose should be good for the gander. What is good for Emefiele should be good for other ministers who have done these similar things.
For someone like Edu, have we forgotten the woman?
Better Edu. Yes, Odeze Chima says you can't prosecute Emefiele and leave out Buhari. That's a winch hunt. Yes, another person asked that, can we talk about Wike and Fubara? We will still get to that. We've always talked about Wike and Fubara since the beginning of this week. Yeah, thank you very much, Udeze Chima. Thank you, Michael Chinedum. Adewumi Adeloye. Yes, thank you very much. Yes, ICPC. Some years back, they said 2 trillion constituency project fraud. I don't know if you heard of it. That ICPC listed. Yes, I'm talking to Mr. Matthew now. That ICPC listed some names. Now, the headline here says ICPC, toothless bulldog, fails to prosecute suspects, its report indicted. Shocking, no indicted person held accountable. That's according to Eze Onyekwere. Government must develop strategy to address corruption, according to Dr. Zikiri Lulai. Constituency project, is it a personal project for legislators?
In Nigeria, it's quite unfortunate that we have legislators who are perhaps living above the law. I mean, because it's like give and take. Ordinarily, if you are bringing constituency project into the budget, it's your own way of trying to bring dividends of democracy to your people. But it doesn't behove on you to be the one to execute it. How will we be able to influence that project into the budget? You leave it for the relevant agency that it falls under to execute. Of course, it execute project. But unfortunately, in Nigeria, I have a situation where, like Obasanjo accused lawmakers in Nigeria recently, that they pay the money directly into their pockets. In some cases, the project is not executed and the money is expended, the money is paid. So for me, I think it's wrong by us standard for House members, whether senators, whether House of Rep members, even at the state level, whether House of Assembly members, to be executing constituency projects directly. Even if you are it's even wrong in the first place to own a company that will even execute the project in the first place. Once you are able to influence project into the budget to represent as a way of influencing project into the as a way of bringing project that concern your people into the government budget. Once you do that, the best you could do is to ensure that when the project is being executed, that it meets the specification. But you are advocating that the money be paid to you directly, or you even own the company that will execute it. I think it's another way of corruption. Because power they say corrupt, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. By the time you are the same person influencing the project into the budget, you are the same person executing. Where's the check and balance?
Thank you very much, Mr. Ralph.
Yeah.
Yes, let's look at it from this angle. A lot of legislators from the National Assembly to state assemblies have been giving constituency projects in the time past. Some didn't do 10% of the constituency projects they get in 1 year. Constituency money to do projects in 1 year. After their 4 years, they leave and nothing is heard. No prosecution.
Yes,
nobody's
there should
checking
have been
this.
place, agencies or establishment from where constituency projects should be monitored. People should be going to such agency and ask what is going to so project, what is going on with this. It has, been implemented or executed halfway. Why not finish it and seal the deal? So there should be agency for that. If my own senator, somebody that is representing my own constituency, is not doing well, I will go to him direct or to that agency or office and say, why is this project not executed? What is going on? It should be an office. I don't know what I understand.
Yeah.
So we are not following well. Nigerians are not following up well with these lawmakers. These lawmakers. Are you listening to me?
Yeah.
Both to state and federal. They don't have the audacity to go direct and question for what is their right. And there is no office like that in place. So that's why you have lots and lots of ghost companies that are in charge of all these constituency projects. Are you listening to me? Most of the companies doesn't even have CAC, Corporate Affairs Commission, unregistered. Okay, like Lagos State government, we know that Alpha Beta Tinubu's company is in charge of the revenue. Yeah. If you want to know how far, you should go there and ask. Why is it that Oba Road is like this, stagnated? Is this company not in charge? Is it not Arab contractor that you are working for? Why? Arab contractor has been contracted to construct Iju Road, Agege, Oba, what is going on? Why is in front of Area G is still deteriorated, immoderable till this stage? Why? These are things that should be done. So there should be agencies that will be, in charge of all these constituency projects monitoring. If they are not doing well, you should go there and question them why. Go and find out what so honorable is doing with so and so constituency project.
Okay, thank you very much. Mr. Real One, is it right for legislators to do constituency projects when they are being voted into power to make laws?
No, it's not right. Like Pastor Matthew said, I've always said it in Nigeria, it's like the more you see, the less you know. Understand? Our country is like an abnormality. What you don't see in a normal country, you see it here and people just applaud and everything. How can your own is just to make laws? Understand? There are three bodies of government: executive, legislature to make laws, then judiciary to interpret the law. So why will you be a legislature and still be trying to do some constituency project? And then what we see there is fraud. 190 million naira for a borehole. Are you going to sing that borehole to heaven? Are you singing that borehole to see gold or to meet good oil? I don't understand. See, so as it is, for example, that's what Peter Obi is doing, just that kind of borehole, and just to shame them. Those things, what Peter Obi is like a
only one man.
Only one man doing like 10 borehole, and they are seeing it. So if 190 million naira is to do one borehole, where's Peter Obi going to say almost two? That's like 200 million. That's like almost like 2 billion to do 10 balls in a lot like that. So all these things are just to embezzle money. Okay, they're not giving you the money. Where is the ball? Where is the ball? Where is the project? For example, in our place there in Oshodi, one man did something. As of web member, 6 blocks, classes. Sir, he did 3. You understand? As in schools, they are deteriorating, their parts and everything. Out of 6, he did 3, painted it, do a new car photo 3, the same blocks, so in snap it. People were celebrating. I said, I don't celebrate majority. 6 blocks, you did only 3. You do new pan, and as in the 3 by the side looking dilapidated, the other 3 you did it. So these are the problems. You see, okay, look at what the headlines there says ICPC, they are toothless bulldogs, right? Okay, that is the truth. You see them, even EFCC, they go after Yahoo boys. When we signed with Emefiele, I said the problem we have with this country is that there are 2 different laws for 2 different sets of people, and that is why the country is not moving forward. A different law for the poor, different law for the rich, different law for the oppressed masses, different law for the politicians. You see them, different universities, Unilorin, Uni Abuja, Uni everything. Even in the midnight, they go into students' room. In the midnight, they arrest them and call them Yahoo boys. Some of them might be, some of them might not be. You arrest them. But you see politicians that have stolen, that have embezzled our funds. What do you give them? A slap on the wrist. Someone sees 20 billion. At the end of the court cases and everything, they ask them to pay 20 million. You set them free. So what are the examples you are passing to the upcoming generations? That's why on the street you ask a Nigerian person, what do you want to become? You want to become politician? Ask them. Ask, like, you do a vox pop and ask them. If you become politician, what are you going to do? I won't go thief money. Because there's no consequence for it. Understand? The reason why we are saying this US, UK, they are saying that claims is because not that you can't steal. Okay, steal. If they are to catch you, they are going to pay for it. If
you are caught, you are going to pay for it.
But in Nigeria, when you do the same thing, the more you steal, the bigger chieftaincy title you get in your community, the more they give you chieftaincy title in the churches, in the mosque. Someone stole money. This during Buhari's first tenure. It was during Jonathan's tenure that he stole the money and everything. It was up to like 10 billion. So the EFCC, they arrested and everything. And he said, I paid like 1 billion as tithe to the church, to my church. Truly, they went to the church. The pastor agreed that, yes, he has paid money. Okay, return the money. Pastor, they have used that money for God's project. Wow. Stolen wealth. You understand? So these are the problems. Until you deal with the bigger people, you understand? When you deal with the people at the middle, at the below, if the person can go to jail for doing this thing, I will not try it. But if we keep playing with this embezzle, this kind of funds and everything, we keep playing and we don't treat them where you're supposed to treat them. I don't see any more of it to continue to happen.
Thank you very much. I'll take the question from this side now. I take the and not questions basically. I just want to know your opinion on how true this is. PDP governors romancing Tinubu ahead of 2027 election. Somebody gave an analysis, and the person said when Obasanjo was the president of Nigeria, we hardly saw APC governors come to visit him for any festive season or anything. They may meet at maybe the national NEC, the Federal Executive Council meeting once a month. They said when Jonathan too was president, we didn't see ACN, we didn't see CPC come to visit him in Notuoke.
Yeah.
Even Buhari.
You see, even during Obasanjo regime, I think it was, it started from, I think it was PDP and National Republican Convention.
No, there was no NRC. There was no NRC at that time. PDP, AD, and AP.
SDP.
No, SDP is not there.
Who was what party did the Olufala?
APP versus AD. They had a synergy at that time.
SDP, right?
No, they didn't form SDP.
So what happened is that, you see, currently we've seen a different system of politicking recently. Because I would like you to ask me who is Nyesom Wike in this regime. Because Nyesom Wike, we know, of course, is a PDP henchman. And you can see the position of Nyesom Wike in Tinubu's administration, in this current government. He's a PDP man, strong one. And see how he's romancing with Tinubu. The other day he visited the Bajamila office, he was dancing, singing, paying allegiance to, at least play eye service or whatever I call it, to Tinubu. So recently we've seen a different politics playing out in Nigeria. I don't see the reason why PDP is, is celebrating this current regime while it is strictly APC regime. See, the whole governors now, nobody is playing the role of opposition. I mean PDP governors. They are all like playing eye service to Tinubu, even to the level that we've seen Apuga governor in Anambra State playing the same eye service to Tinubu. Nobody is working hard to make sure that they play the role of critics, because if you don't criticize a president, special African presidents, they will do worst. They are supposed to be critics on the right, critics on the left, critics in the front, in the back as well, for him to perform outrightly. If nobody is opposing him, it means there is no government. I don't think any government in place can do well without critics. Even the former Soviet Union, USSR, though they are always too dangerous on their critics there. They have history of killing the critics. And let me tell you, without the critics, they won't be doing well. So in our kind of political setup we have recently in Nigeria, we've seen PDP playing a round boy. A boy may look at his master, that is a king, may look at the king. The cat may look at the king. Politics, that's what we are doing. We are playing right now in Nigeria. Nobody, no governor is criticizing APC government again. I mean opposition, governors from the opposition parties. Because if you see the role that Wike is playing currently, you will ask yourself, what kind of man is this? Is he committing anti-party activities? Or is he, dancing to the costumes of APC? A strong PDP man like Wike is now with Tinubu in all its ramifications. Wike is not showing any interest to favor PDP anymore. And he is not out, and he is not in. He is in between APC and PDP, because if he's actually a staunch man, supporter of APC or member, he would have told the world, the whole Nigerians, this is where I am.
Okay.
So what I'm saying is that those governors, they have failed in their duties. I mean PDP. if the PDP house, they are having intra-party problem, I think we would have known that. And I think I read this morning that article and
but do you know there's been intra-party problem?
Yeah,
there's going to be a NEC meeting.
Yeah, that's
on the 18th of April. On the 18th of April. Let's see if we can answer this call. Oh yes, we lost. No, we haven't. Yes. Good morning. Good morning.
How are you?
We're fine. You are live on Bystanders at the Newsstand studio edition this morning.
Oh, okay. Oh, if I still on, eh?
Yes, we're still on, sir.
Okay. I'll talk to you later, okay?
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Ebi Nwaneri from the United Kingdom. Okay, yes, like we were saying, if we look at the way it is now, do you not think that it will plunge the country into one party
system?
Yes.
That's where it's going, because I told you earlier that Tinubu can buy anything with money. It can make it like that, work out like that, because what we see in recent time in Nigeria is money politics. Political system whereby money can do anything. Tinubu has monetized anything. Even the judiciary has monetized judiciary to the level that recently he increased the salary of the judges to the tune of 60 million per year.
60 million.
Thank you. So everything he has monetized it. He's used money and bought everything. He has successfully used money and bought PDP as well. Because Wike, know, oh my God, if you see how Wike heads APC, Pro 4, but not presently again, to the level that Wike is part and parcel of this current administration. How did he get it there? He played his card well.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Ralph. Mr. Matthew, do you see Wike's hand in this thing that we're saying, that PDP has been romancing President Tinubu ahead of 2027 presidential election?
It's difficult to determine whether he's playing a major role. But however I look at it, I think it's a very dangerous signal, or rather direction, because I think it's not healthy for our democracy to have one party system. Because if you are not facing criticism, if you are not being challenged, just like they say that power corrupts and absolute power corrupts absolutely, I think that is where we are heading to. But whatever is the reason behind all the stakeholders of opposition parties converging at the same point, I think it should be discouraged. Because we are looking forward to 2027, and if this current administration is not able to deliver its promises, Nigerians are waiting to see how they challenge them through the ballot. But if you have major political parties, especially the stakeholders, already romancing the ruling party, I think it's not a good signal. Don't forget that before now, the ruling party, particularly the president himself, have been accused of subjugation. Of course, I think that's the best explain the reason Lagosians rejected him during that 2023 general election, because his style of leadership is better known by Lagosians, and did not particularly embrace him, perhaps because they were yet to know who he is. But I think his style of administration, leadership, is now being exposed to Nigerians for them to do a better appraisal, because having given the opportunity to rule Nigeria as a president, I think at the end of 4 years, the same way Lagosians were able to do an appraisal of who Tinubu is, Nigerians in general will now have that opportunity, understanding, to do an appraisal on Mr. President. But to answer your question directly, I think it's a bad signal for our democracy.
It's a bad signal for our democracy. Do you see Wike's hand in this? Because, like we said, the NEC meeting for PDP is coming on the 18th of April. And somebody has been saying, we talked about this yesterday, and somebody has been saying it's going to be battle between Wike's loyalists and Atiku loyalists.
To be quite honest with you, it is very difficult to determine whether a wiki is involved or is one orchestrating it. However, what is happening in Rivers State is a clear testimony that Wike is someone who wants to be in the news all the time. Is someone who has who loves power. Because we have seen a situation where in Rivers State currently, the leadership of PDP in Rivers State are loyal to Wike. Leadership of APC is loyal to Wike. What does that tell you? It tells you that if election is to come, if PDP is not able to manage the crisis in River chapter of the party, that the PDP candidate that will be produced from River State will be Eladis of Wike, and the APC leadership, candidate that will come out from their structure in terms of who becomes the governor, House of Assembly members, senators, House of Rep members will be Wike's loyalists. So to that extent, one can infer, not that you can directly say that because we don't have the facts, one can infer that his factor may be one of the reasons
a strong factor.
We are seeing this convergence.
Thank you.
A negative one anyway.
A negative one. Mr. Rilwan, what's your take on that? Do you think, how true is it? Do you think with the body language of these governors coming every now and then to visit Tinubu, they are romancing him ahead of 2027?
Thanks for having me once again this particular topic. One of the fears I have about Tinubu's presidency is that tendency for power. And immediately INEC announced Tinubu as the winner, and I said to people, watch out for state capture. You understand? Watch out for state capture. Number one. Number two, opposition voices will be less heard. And many people don't know that I really love Bola Tinubu from the onset. You understand? When I begin to see different things, then I like, no. But from the onset, it was the face of opposition. Me personally, I don't like a country where there's one party. So Tinubu really stood for the opposition. You understand? If not for Tinubu, the PDP would have been chased out of power. And I mean, the PDP again would have been put on their toes. For Tinubu, that was the face of AD, ACN, then him and Buhari now joined together to form APC and some other parties. So I was afraid of what is happening now. I told people, I said in 2027, PDP will endorse Tinubu. I said it. You understand? Even though I've been coming here just quite lately, I've been saying some things for the past how many months, and people have been to see. Tinubu is the kind of person that loves power. You understand? I was telling somebody, I said, there's no way PDP will ever win Lagos. Because we know what we know. Even in that PDP, some of his henchmen are there in Lagos. PDP. You think they are PDP in the day, they belong to his own party in the night. You understand? So PDP in Lagos, for example, have not been able to stand internal anglers up, right, left, and center. You know where they are coming from. Now that same person is at the national level. Expect to see the same thing. You understand? And me personally, I don't want PDP to die. PDP is the real in Nigeria. What we've seen for the past 9 years of APC, PDP seems to be the only national party in Nigeria. You understand? Nobody owns the PDP. And during PDP's tenure, we saw how there was relative peace and stability in Nigeria because they are truly a national party. They don't belong to, it's not a tribal party, it's not a zonal party, it's not a party where the winner takes it all. So it was a party then when they were in power, when they went in terms of appointment and everything, they distributed it equally to other places. Whereby we've seen the last 8 years of Buhari and this present government. It has to be about my zone, and my people only. So for now, PDP, they don't. I said that yesterday. I said it seems the APC, they're only good to be in opposition because when they're in opposition, saw how the propaganda and everything against the PDP, and the PDP seems they're only good to be in power. Because now they're in the opposition, they can't do anything. Yeah. And who are the opposition now? We are the only people that are opposition now. We are the obedience. We are the opposition in Nigeria. We are the face of opposition. We are the only people now challenging the APC government every time on space, on Twitter, and everything. We critique them, we challenge them. That's why now why is it that every day everybody's against Obi? You said Obi took third. Where is the second? Haven't I seen people call out article? So Obi means it's when you open your head and you allow wisdom to come into you understand that there's something that is beyond the eyes about Obi. Obi is the only person that always comes out to tackle the ruling party. I'm talking about constructive criticism. Apart from telling them this is not right, he now tells them what to do. For example, concerning this MPA stuff, that when Gusland now start setting the price, I said no, set the price first. Let us know that this is how it should be. And then the second day on Monday, I saw MPA, they did what according to what Peter Obi said. I don't know, maybe they've been planning to do, but at least Peter Obi said it, and we saw them start doing it, and you can see that there's relative stability in prices in Nigeria. So what I'm saying is that it's only Obi that is. Yes, article today. Then yesterday or the day yesterday, he spoke about this coastal road for the first time in a long while. You know, sir, after election, you go to Dubai.
No. Shegun Showum, his former spokesman, has defended that. He said the process of electioneering in Nigeria is so cumbersome that after the election, he needs to rest. He said he doesn't have right to speak for him, that maybe when they see Atiku will be able to explain better, but he knows that his principal is just resting because 2027 is just by the corner.
No, you had been doing this. You had been resting in Dubai. This is not the first, second, and third time. You can rest in Nigeria. Why did Peter Obi go and rest in UK or US? You understand?
Maybe those ones don't make noise about it. Every one of them travels one time.
I know, but Peter Obi said,
no,
I will
different
stay.
from going there to hibernate.
Yes, now Peter Obi said, I will stay in Nigeria. He said this now. He said, I'm not going anywhere. You will see me. I will stay. And you are seeing him that is the.
If Peter Obi goes abroad and stay like 2 weeks, they will rope him with all manner of nasty stories.
Like they did the last time.
They did the last time. You know, APC, they are good on propaganda. You understand? So
are you sure that's from the APC?
Does, like, look at this man, Atiku. Immediately he won election. It was obvious he won election in 2019. Where was he? He absconded into Dubai. I don't know what to understand. He's not playing the role of an opposition. He's not criticizing APC. He was almost part of Buhari when everything about him died down, because we had rumor that he has settled with his kinsman, Fulani. They made amended fence between the two, Atiku and Buhari. So what we are saying is that if Obi ever goes abroad and stay like 1 year or 2 years, Atiku normally does, they are going to rope Obi with many stories. Before you know it, they will rope him in UK that he has raped somebody to make sure that they cripple his political career. So I think Obi staying in Nigeria is what.
Okay, yes, quickly.
Atiku should be do
Quickly,
as well.
Quickly. Thank you very much, Mr. Ralph and Mr. Yes, Godwin Nwaziama has asked for Rilwan and Ralph's phone number, and I'm sure that that will be sent by the technical people. Udeze Chima says, I don't know what's giving Peter Obi and the rest of opposition the mind to be talking about 2027 presidential election now. Tinubu maneuvered his way to the villa when he isn't in charge, let alone now.
Actually, that's good. I know what? I don't know, because Tinubu is barely, how many months? Not up to 1 year.
11 months.
10, 11 months. And these people are eyeing 2027. You know what? The man asks really relevant question. If he's suggesting, is a good suggestion. Because he, in the beginning, nobody ever knew that Tinubu will last 7-8 months alive, because people said he will die. The load will be too much for him. Look at his ailing health. I don't know what I understand. So what the man is saying here is, it is too early to decide. I don't know what I understand what he's saying. See, Obi's campaigning for 2027 by going to the north, sinking boreholes every here and there. It is too early. If you look at me, I have been always happy against Obi's activities now. Yes, you can't be doing that. It's too early. Criticize this government in a way. Fight for what belongs to you in a way. You don't just give up easily like that, while all the obedient youths are wailing and crying in the west, in the north, in the east. Obi act, let us follow you up. Obi is like, he just fizzle out so easily. And the Tinubu is like, is planning too early. Though we know that a journey of many miles starts in a second.
Yeah,
I think you understand. So what we are saying is that we've never we've never seen anything like an administration that promised Nigerians milk, honey, and this thing. We are eyeing another 2027.
Okay.
So
On a final note, before we round
I
up,
don't think they are getting it
today's
right.
edition of Bystanders. Mr. Matthew, sometime back at the newspaper stand, we talked about why is it not too early for Obi to start campaigning? Do you remember that I asked you that question? And you said no, there's no time that is too early because there's a lot to be done. Now he is saying it's too early.
To throw the throw.
I think I disagree with him with respect. Because for me, what is important is they have said so many stories about Obi in the past in the north, and I think he needed to correct that impression. And if you look at the areas he's going, where he's rendering this gesture, you see that there is a need. That need is what is pushing him. What you begin to ask is the places where this borehole is being cited, the recipients, are they happy about it? Is it solving a need? Is it solving the problem? Yeah. Is it meeting the demand of the people? Obviously, yes. Each time you see those places, you see the recipients, you see the joy in them, you see that happiness. In most of those places, they have not witnessed pipe-borne water all their life. Don't forget that cholera is a major issue in the north, and it's a function of good access to drinking water. So if somebody is coming by a way of gesture to these rural dwellers, we understand that it's supposed to be a responsibility of the government or maybe the leaders of the north. But Obi is a nationalist. He's a Nigerian who is aspiring to lead Nigeria. So Obi is seeing Nigeria as his constituency, not just the southeast or the southwest, as the case may be. So for me, I think it's right in that direction.
Okay, thank you very much. Before we go, finally, according to Odeze Chima, he says Obi is wasting his time and resources for nothing on the Northerners. Jonathan did more than him, but they booted him out at the end. Mr. Obedient, like you always call yourself, yes. I want you to say something in regards to what Odeze Chima says.
Okay, yes,
on the final
two things. Let me start from the first one. Number one, he said about we are talking about 2027 now. I remember the Minister of Work said that he had a dream, he had a vision that Tinubu will spend 8 years. So that means that 8 years is not any vision, it is the plan. And we know the plan, and we know what we know. Number two, he said that Peter Obi is wasting his time now. But those are two good questions. I love those questions. Number one, I'll talk about the symbolism about. Let me first talk about how Peter Obi sees Nigeria. I told you, it's someone like Goodluck Jonathan has a good mind. When we asked him, let us protest this election, I said no. I does not want any problem. Understand that you don't want them to tag Nigerian youth. I know Nigerian police officers, when they see peaceful protesters, that's when they become more agile. You understand? And number two, when Peter Obi came to our space, the last place that we heard, that was like 2 weeks ago. He was telling us, twice he was not allowed to attend to the space. So that it's like his phone had been blocked. He had to use another person's phone number to join us on the space. And it was like, if he tells us what he's facing now, but thank God, like you always say, I'm not a saint and I'm not a thief. You understand? So him doing those things, it is good. In the north, like Pastor Matthew rightly said, according to the Daily Trust, that's number one.
That's the northern newspaper.
Human beings are drinking waters with goats and cows and everything. We saw it. And somebody now came from the east to do it for them. They like they vote for him, they don't vote for him because of the Igbophobia I've already spoken about. And they seem to be an Igbophobia in Nigeria. You understand? So they like they vote for him, they like they should not vote for him. But he as a human being is doing the right thing to help the community. And wherever he goes, you see the way they always treat him, they receive him happy and everything. Now, but let me talk about the symbolism of that water. The Bible says that the rejected stone has now become the chief cornerstone. You understand? Peter Obi is a Kwashoko child. After the Civil War, Peter Obi is 61 years, so he witnessed the Civil War as a child. And then we saw the Civil War, we saw how children were malnourished because of food refused to enter to Nigeria. So that Kwashoko child, which Peter Obi is now giving the children of who are supposed to be the kingmakers in Nigeria. Because according to the North, they own Nigeria. You understand? That's their own thinking that Nigeria is their own territory. So if a Kwashoko child, which is Peter Obi, is giving the people that are supposed to own Nigeria water, that's a very big symbolism. Because the grandma that trained me when I was a child said, always look at things from two perspectives. You understand? This is like a proverbial perspective. That me, a gated stone, me from a tribe that was battered, beaten, broken, that you declared no return, no vanquish, and the vanquished tribe is now coming to give the child of the victor, that is claimed to be victor, to give them water. The people that have ruled Nigeria the most powerful people in Nigeria, the tribe that where the richest man of Nigeria comes from. You understand? You are now coming to give them water. That's a very big symbolism. I like what Peter Obi is doing. If they don't vote for him, you can't. It's not by winning election. I've always said you can win election and become a leader, and people don't feel the impact. You understand? So I love what Peter Obi is doing.
Thank you very much. I want to say a very big thank you. Because of our time, we would like to put an end to this bystanders at the new stand this morning. Yes, actually, like we've been apologizing and craving your indulgence rather. We had little technical issues at the newsstand. That was why we had to bring some of the analysts, some of the reviewers down to the studio. I want to say a very big thank you to Mr. Ralph Madwe Buchi. Yes, I'm going to get used to that. And I also want to say thank you to Pastor Matthew. And Mr. Rilwan Olasukomi, also known as Chukwebuka.
God is too big.
Yes, that name you have not paid for. And I know that after the program today, Mr. Ralph will yes, according to Yoruba tradition, you will bring gin.
And that gin must be shinap.
Aromatic. Thank you very much. Thank you to all our viewers. I want to say a very big thank you to Michael Chinedum, Udeze Chima, Adewumi Adeoloye, Godwin Nwezema, and a whole lot of people that joined us in the previous session of bystanders at the newsstand this morning. We say we love your support. We appreciate you all the time. We thank those people that have supported Mr. Rilwan Olasukomi Chukwebuka, and we also say that the lines, the phone number and the account number for those who've been asking, especially Mr. Tunde Okafor, who called when we were offline to ask for his account number and his phone number. Like we said, his phone has been stolen, and to support him is what we're trying to do. We thank those that have supported. We thank those that are planning to support, and we thank those that have been encouraging us one way or the other. I always want to thank our reviewers, because without you people, there's no Flip TV. Without you people, there's no bystanders at the newsstand. My name remains Kolade Folari Kadesh Prince. See you tomorrow at the newsstand. Thank you very much.